welcome to another video. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how grenades can be used in an offensive manner. Smoke grenades, that is. Now, obviously everyone's used to using smoke grenades for when they're planting the bomb, which is kind of a defensive role. You're kind of covering yourself when you plant or you defuse the bomb. But I'm talking about how can you use smoke grenades to put yourself in a favorable position in combat. So for example, say if you're defending B in grid, how can you use a smoke grenade to your advantage? People naturally just pick flashbangs for defense, but it can be a bit more of a complicated defense than that. Say for example, you're playing against a team who seems to like rush in groups. What you could do is you could have one player here who calls out whenever he sees people attacking the front. Then maybe another player here, and as soon as he gets the call, he's going to throw a smoke grenade about here. If you play here, you can see them as they come through the smoke and pick them off one at a time. Now, I'll just show you what it's like from the attacker's perspective if a grenade lands here as they move into the site. So they're coming through, they have no idea where the enemies are. It's very difficult. Until you get through the smoke, you have no idea where the enemy is. This is a tactic which a lot of Counter-Strike players in particular use. It just puts you in a favourable position being further away from the smoke than having to go through it. So you can drop a smoke, wait for them to come through. When they come through, it's very easy to pick them off from many positions. Obviously, this works two ways. For example, I could use this in attack, and we sometimes do use this in attack. I mentioned that sometimes people go in this position. It's a quite nice position for picking off people as they come in the front door. Now, if you want to lure this guy out of that position, say you're not confident you can take that guy out through spam. You just want to get him to a position where you can't take him out. Say for example a grenade. What you might consider is coming up to a position such as here. Drop a smoke here. Now, he's more than likely going to move out of his position if that place is smoke. Somewhere where he actually can get a shot. Somewhere like here. So what you could do is you could drop a smoke. And just after that smoke's dropped, you get a second guy to time a grenade, which will blow up about here, just as he runs out to defend. So that's an advantage of using a smoke in an offensive role. I mentioned that most teams use it when they're planting grenades, but you can be a bit creative planting the bomb, excuse me. So what I mean is, say for example, it's a 1v1 or 1v2. Maybe they're both on the mid-stairs area while you're about to plant the bomb. Maybe there's one on the balcony, one on the mid-stairs, which would be a favourable position for them. What might be an idea is, you drop your smoke, probably be closer to the bomb, somewhere like here. And people will always assume that when you're dropping your smoke, you're planting for real. People will do plenty of fake attacks, but when the smoke goes down, it's assumed that's a real plant. So what you could do is drop your smoke. That was unusual, shouldn't have gone there. Alright, landed on the floor this time. What we could do is a fake. Then you creep through the smoke, kill the guy. Same works for the guy on the balcony. Say for example, you drop a smoke, fake it, he's going to come out, start spamming, take him out. I've done this before in matches, and I might be able to dig up a clip to put at the end of this video. Shows me doing something like that. It's something which people just don't do that often. Obviously this would work perfectly in defense as well. Say for example, you know there's a guy in the first room. He's planted the bomb. You drop a smoke. Do a fake. Maybe you can come round. Or he's going to start spamming when he hears that defuse. Of course he might consider that it's a fake, but you putting down a smoke makes him think that it's more than likely a real defuse attempt. So just playing with smokes in creative ways such as this can be useful. They're not as good as they could be. For example, in Counter-Strike, you'll get a smoke lasting about 20 seconds before it dissipates. It's about half that time in Black Ops, so you have to use them very wisely, obviously. Another tactic which some people will use, but it's not hugely useful in most situations, is if you put a smoke, say, well, I'm trying to land it here. The smoke has a radius of maybe 1.5 meters up and 1.5 meters down from where the grenade lands. So say for example you were able to land it on a roof above a window. For example, on the roof above here. The smoke could come down to a level at which the guy who's, say for example, playing out the window would have to crouch or lie down to be able to see. Also, if you put a smoke down at a reasonable height, what you can sometimes see is, while there's no great examples on this particular level, if you were able to get a smoke lodged in there, for example, you would see these guys running through and you would see their feet coming through the smoke before they would be able to see you, because obviously you'd see their feet under the smoke. They'd have to lie down underneath the smoke to be able to see you. So that's just a tactic which is worth playing around with. There's no good examples on this level, but it's very difficult to get positions at which that tactic can be useful, but if you can find some nice spots at which smoke impairs the vision, for example, something like this, but a bit lower, then it can be useful for your tactics, more so defense for stopping rushers than offensive. Anyway, see you in the next video.